The deadliest disease, the mass murder of human being, and the most horrific pandemic in the history of mankind, which wiped out a third of the population of Europe. Yes, we're talking about the Black Death, the most devastating epidemic of plague that struck Europe and Asia in the 14th century. Let's find out what caused it, how it got spread, and how it ended in only 2 minutes. Let's talk about where it all got started. Meet the infamous deadly bacteria named Yersinia pestis, which was named after the French biologist Alexander Yersin, who discovered this bug at the end of the 19th century. This tiny killer infects fleas, which in turn infected rats and other rodents that lived in Central Asia, China, and India in and around mid-14th century. Some say Mongolian invasion brought this disease to Europe, and some others say merchant ship traveling through Black Sea to Italy brought it with them to Europe. Once the ships arrived in the shore of Sicily, people were horrified by the sight of the dead or dying sailors who had brought this gift of plague with them from overseas. It was not long before the plague struck France and England, and the entire Europe was filled with dead bodies, raising the death toll to more than 100 million people worldwide. Bleeding, fever, chills, vomiting, terrible pains, and eventual death roamed throughout the world between 1347 to 1351, which led the people of that time to resort to several superstitious ways to fight the disease, but none succeeded to find a cure. The plague kept getting tolls until it gradually disappeared and left our ancestors alone for a while. How? We owe it to evolution and sanitation. Firstly, the bacteria was too strong to sustain for a long run. In order for it to survive, it had to evolve to more benevolent forms so that they can keep feeding up the hosts. Also, people learned to maintain cleanliness better for the sake of themselves and their children. This prevented further spread of the disease, and eventually it died out in the dust. The deadly disease resurfaced several times, but every time it killed less people in light of the two improving factors we discussed. Next time you have a flu or cold-like symptoms, be aware that this could be an unwanted killer resurfacing from the past. So let's keep it clean and keep us and people around us healthy and happy.